Welcome back. So the NPA is yet to decide whether there are grounds to appeal the Section 174 discharge. That's of the 4 police officers accused of killing Mthokozisi Ntumba. Ntumba was killed during a student protest in Braamfontein when he was leaving a doctor's office. His family is now suing the state for 56 million. To discuss this further, we're joined by family law expert, Advocate Mohammed Abduroaf. Advocate, good morning and thank you very much for your time. So the officers were granted that Section 174 discharge earlier this week, which might possibly be seen as having officially closed the case. But the civil case continues. We understand that insofar as civil cases are concerned, there only needs to be proven, it needs to be proven on a balance of probability. But could this outcome in the criminal proceedings be of any use to the state in any way to collapse the family's suit? Advocate, I don't know if you can hear me. Just to repeat the question. Yes, you can then continue. Perhaps try and unmute yourself.
So I'll mute myself now, or should I unmute?
Advocate, let's just try again. You can unmute, you can stay on mute. Just give us a sense of whether the criminal proceedings will have any impact on the current civil claim.
There won't be any impact at all. In a criminal case, the burden of proof is beyond reasonable doubt. And in this specific case, there was a 174 discharge. A civil claim, total dozen elements to prove. You want compensation, loss of earnings, or whatever the case may be. So it's a total different ballgame.
All right. So for those that are supporting the family now, they can be comforted that it's completely different. And in this instance, like you say, you just need to prove on a balance of probabilities. And then as for the minister, though, he filed what is termed a bare denial plea in that case, meaning the applicants must prove their case. Just talk to us about how this would unfold in court.
So in a civil matter, the person who alleges must prove. That's just how it works. So I could presume the minister's defense would be, no, we're not responsible. We never caused the unlawful death of the deceased. And if you are making those allegations, you must prove it. So it's a bare denial, and the burden is fully on the family to prove that the police were culpable and they were the one that caused the death unlawfully.
So in no way should citizens see it as perhaps the minister acting unethically in any way, because some in society are thinking, well, the gentleman did pass away. And according to them, the police were firing. So if anything, they caused the death. They may not know the individual that fired the shot that took his life, but nevertheless that the police ministry would be responsible in this respect. But you're saying that just as per procedure, he would then file that bare denial plea.
Yeah, in the same way, many people get arrested on a regular basis and they get found not guilty, but you cannot sue the Minister of Police for arresting them in the first place, although they're found not guilty. So under these circumstances, although the person died, it's still up to the plaintiff to prove that the police was negligent, they acted delictually, and they acted beyond the scope of their responsibility under the circumstances. So for argument's sake, let's say there's a fight that's happening and some protesting and the police are now forced to fire. It doesn't mean that because they fired and somebody died, they were acting irresponsible. The burden is still on the plaintiff to prove it.
So it's a long road ahead. And then as for the quantum, they're seeking 56 million in damages. I know that that tends to be a talking point. Legal eagles sometimes would say, manage your expectations. But for us ordinary citizens, I wouldn't judge them. If I lost a loved one, I would also perhaps seek that amount, if not more. But talk us through the legal considerations when arriving at a particular figure.
Okay, so the claim I would presume, and I think I'm certain on this point, would be a loss of support. So the deceased, he had a master's degree, that's all on the media, 35 years old, quite young. He had 3 children and had a spouse. Now, obviously, if he had a master's degree, he would have been earning much better than someone who does not have that, I presume so. And his children would have had a better standard of living because fathers were educated and the income would be much more. So the case would be run around the basis that because the children are minor and now their father passed away, they will have a lower standard of life had their father still being alive. And now you have to quantify that amount. So they quantified it at 56 million. I cannot say it's too little. I do not know the standard of living of the children. But for argument's sake, let's say the children require 10,000 rand a month to survive. You have to work it out. They'll be going to these type of schools, university, and the father would have been paying it in any event. So if you ask me, 56 million rand doesn't sound too out there.
Mm-hmm. All right. No, thank you very much, Advocate, for your insights. That's Advocate Mohammed Abduroaf just joining us there following that Section 174 discharge yesterday of the 4 police officers who were accused of killing Mthokozisi Ntumba. To this